Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today a very different video, as you can probably tell from the title. We will be talking about the Pro Tour situation, and I'll tell you, it's pretty crazy. If you don't know, all of the top 8 decks were red aggro decks. I kid you not, every single one of them. And we'll actually check the stats, because it's in such a nice form that you see them one after another. Look at this. By the way, Pro Tour Final Fantasy. Would you guess that it's after Final Fantasy if I didn't tell you or it wasn't in the name? So look at this. 4 mono red aggro, 4 is it aggro. All of the decks are red aggro decks of different flavors, and there are a lot of discussions after this because like I want this to be just so you guys know, I want this to be a quick video just opening the discussion. I want to talk a little bit more with you guys and see what you think, so be feel free to comment, and I will give you my opinion. We will talk about best of one and sharing some my opinions and my feelings as a creator. It's not a big channel by any means, but it's also not the smallest channel, and I'm reading a lot of comments from you guys, so I kinda get the idea where everyone is, and I honestly hope this will be a good value, get you up to speed with what is going on, and maybe give you some like perspective of that maybe you are not alone in probably what you think and think about playing the game. So I really hope it will be fun video for you to watch. It's not perfect, but I'm recording it over and over. I try to get it right, but it's never perfect. So just keep it in mind. I just try to, do the right thing, basically. Don't forget, this is best of 3 at the highest level. This is supposed to be this healthy, flourishing format that, like, every time you are complaining about best of 1 mono red, it's like, well, just play best of 3. This is real magic. And that's fair. That's a good argument. And that's why it hits so hard after Pro Tour, because this is the real magic. This is tournament, high-level play with the best players, and it's still all mono red. And by the way, this is just a different tournament. It's not as relevant as Pro Tour, so just as an extra, because I wanted to show you something else. This is a different tournament, played one day later. It's MTG Challenge. It's not like at the same level, so don't get it twisted. This is just a fun anecdote basically for you. Look at this. We have 1 Dimir control, 1 Azorius control. Every single top 16 deck is red aggro, and the split is very similar. Mono red, mono red, mono red, mono red, mono red, mono red, and the rest is it. This is hilarious. But let's go to Pro Tour. Just so you know, it's not the first tournament, and I think a few days ago I also seen a different tournament, not Pro Tour, that was literally top 8 only red decks. I even considered making video back then. So that's why there is so much emotions and discussions right now. Because this is supposed to be the flourishing format that usually has new decks, varied builds. Those are the best deck builders, best players, and this is freshly after new set. The only new card that is really being used is Vivi, and the second one, I might not be 100% correct, I didn't check every deck list, but what I see is Self-Destruct and Vivi. Those are the cards that are kinda played. And really nothing else, and no other archetypes except red aggro. So now, as you see the situation, we'll go in best of 1 to see if it's different, and then I will tell you about my experience, my opinion, and just what I feel playing standard every single day for over, I think, close to 4 years by now with daily videos. It's ridiculous. It's been a while, and I also played with Embercliff era, so I have a bit of comparison. But we'll talk about it in the last part of the video. For now, facts and value, because I want you guys to be on the same page. So after this video, both best of 3 situation and best of 1 situation. So this is literally the top win rate, and just so you know, this is from June the 10th. So this is data for Final Fantasy, I made sure it is, and it's Platinum to Mythic, because those are like the most competitive leagues. Let's see the top decks. Aggro, 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 aggro. All of them are red. And you can see Monstrous Rage, Monstrous Rage, Monstrous Rage, Monstrous Rage. To be fair, Goblins is like the only non typical mono red deck, because this deck works completely differently than the other cards. I'm not even sure if they have Monstrous Rage, but we won't talk too much about the goblins. Let's focus on the bulk of red aggro decks. And even though you see different colors, this one is Mardu, this one is Rakdos, this one is Boros, basically they all use the same core cards: Mice, Monstrous Rage, and some fluff, Swift Spears, and they just add 8 different protection spells. You can play white ones. Rakdos is usually only color Sellsword. We can actually check the deck. As you can see, this is literally mono red. This version actually runs Forges even. You can make tens of flavors of mono red. As long as you use all those red cards with Monstrous Rage, you will be in probably like tier A. And this is the highest tier of decks. The only non-red aggro in tier A or tier 1 is Omniscience, and I played with this deck. I actually ranked into Mythic with this, and this deck is incredibly powerful and super resilient. It's basically red aggro in control version. It's turn 4 wins. This is a different topic, and I think the big reason we see Omniscience is because everyone is focused on trying to not die to mono red, and we have all the new decks below. Landfall, where are you, Landfall? Yuna 48, other Yuna, Landfalls, Chocobo decks, and that, I don't even mind this, because those are all the players that are trying to make new cards work, and you see how hard it fizzles, because they are just not on the power level of red mice with Monstrous Rage, like nothing is. And just a funny fact, if you are on the draw in mono red mirror, you are probably dead, because the first player gets so much advantage that with same draw they just win. So it's not just that you are behind on the draw if you play non-red deck. Even aggro decks on the draw basically lose the game unless they have very good draw. So that's how best of 1 looks like. So now you are clear what's up, and I will talk about my experience with this whole thing, because I hope that you are interested, and I kind of want to share. I by no means know everything, but I'm thinking about this all the time, since months and basically years. And I'll tell you, Standard, in my opinion, is not in a very healthy place. Mono red, in my opinion, is way over the line. And I think it might be not a problem of a single card. I think we went so far that a lot of cards in red are just too strong. Monstrous Rage and Cory are the ones that are mostly talked upon. And guys, I will give my opinion on this one, because I've seen some opinions that Monstrous Rage is not a problem and it shouldn't be banned. And I'm usually cautious with giving my opinion, because I want to make sure that it's 100% correct. But here I will just give my opinion. Monstrous Rage should be banned. It should actually be banned last time when we talked about it. And I just disagree that this card is not a problem. I don't think that's a reasonable take. And I will give you my opinion. Monstrous Rage is too good, and it also creates a very bad playing pattern, because blocking in Magic is incredibly important. I don't want to go into the details because it can be boring. This is supposed to be a quick, update video so we can talk openly about this whole thing. But just so you understand, the fact that you have Defender's advantage when you are choosing the blocks is one of the big mechanics in the game that lets you play longer games, because you get to choose if you block and how you block. So the aggressor is always at a little bit of a disadvantage. However, with Monstrous Rage, it completely reverses. You are always at disadvantage when you are blocking, because if you block, you get steamrolled and your creature will die. So you not only lose the whole progress, but you still get hit by basically the same amount. So I don't want to sidetrack fully on the ban discussion, every card. This is so much to talk about that we can make more videos on this if you guys are interested. I have a lot of opinions. I think a lot of them make sense, so I will gladly talk about it if you are interested. But the point is that I think mono red is both too strong, it has many cards that are too strong, and it also is very unfun to play with. And I think both of those things matter, and in best of 1 it's like the worst case scenario, because in best of 3 you have sideboard, and that's the problem. As you can see, even in best of 3, they are fully dominating every other deck. I think you can I'm not, following every tournament, like I'm not a tournament player, but I think you can say it is kind of unprecedented that we have this kind of domination in the format, especially in Standard that generally is lower on power. The fact that we have Pioneer decks that are kind of basically Standard Mono Red, this format is supposed to be way stronger than Standard, and it seems that the new aggro cards for Standard are just so good that they are played everywhere. You know, just to give my feeling, and generally, you know, I make decks every single day, and I'll tell you, it's so hard to actually make any new decks with the new Final Fantasy cards. I'm really doing my best. I spent my whole days just thinking about the next deck, and very often I have like tons of ideas, but everything like, it will die to Mono Red, man. I need to make something different. And in the outros, I'm basically forced to, you know, just say that this deck is cool, but it dies to Mono Red. It basically feels like a disclaimer at this point, and it just makes for such a weird situation when you have so many interesting cards. I really like Final Fantasy set, like, you know, we are not going into Universes Beyond discussion, this is for another video, but as card design and stuff like this, I really like the set. I think there are tons of fun cards that are great to build around. The problem is that all of them are too weak to what we have in Mono Red aggro meta, because that's like, this is kind of official. Best of 1 is dominated by aggro, best of 3 is dominated by aggro, and this is basically the same deck across the format in like 2 versions, the red version and Izzet version. And this is I think this is too much, so I think this is, just to be a little bit positive here, I think this is a good thing what happened on Pro Tour, and I know it might seem counterintuitive. It's actually a really good thing, because now you cannot say that Standard is flourishing. Like, you don't have even like this, you know, the smoke screen to see what you want to see. At this point, it's just glaring obvious that something is wrong. And that will probably mean that there will be, I think there will be bans. The question is what bans there will be. We might talk about it more in the ban video if we'll make one, because I have some predictions, but the question is, will the ban hit hard enough? And there's always a chance that there won't be bans, but I'll be honest, at this point I cannot even imagine not making an action. That would definitely be a very bad sign, and I think it won't happen. I think there will be something banned from Mono Red. So yeah, you know, guys, just I'm always really stressed, and I'm recording this video for like 5th time from scratch. I'm actually recording this for like 2nd day, that's why I didn't see the video yesterday. It's always really hard to talk about it because there are so many topics. I try to, like, there are so many things that I want to say, but I don't want this video to be 5 hours, so I need to, you know, just give you the pieces that I think are the most important. And when you talk from a little bit your heart, it's hard to, you know, just have everything organized perfectly. So I want this type of videos to happen when there's something to talk about, and I just want to, you know, say a few things, see your reaction. If there's something we need to, you know, talk more, we will just make another video and talk more. And, you know, I want this to be kind of back and forth, so I hope you like this style of videos. Tell me in the comments, I really care about what you say, so I will be reading those, and I will tell you my feeling as a content creator. Definitely I think that something has to change. Mono Red, Standard, I use them basically the same right now. It's not in a healthy place, and Mono Red needs to be hit very, very hard to make game more enjoyable for everyone. And I kinda see your comments, guys. I see, you know, comments on Pro Tour, like a lot of people were saying that they didn't even watch this because it's like, you know, many hours of literally the same aggro versus aggro that they've seen plenty on the ladder, so it's just even unfun to watch. It's not very fun to play, and I'll tell you, I played Mono Red and Izzet a ton. I played with those decks, and if you don't know, before the last ban video that we made on this channel, I actually hit number 2 Mythic in the world using Mono Red, and I had winning streak of 16 games in a row at literally top of Mythic ladder. I know those decks, and I'll tell you, when I win with this deck, it feels weird, because you know you shouldn't. You know you should not get this advantage. So for example, when I played Manifold Mouse, I played against control decks very often that traded 1-for-1 with Get Lost. And I drew this, and they drew Get Lost. And I won, because my card is 2-for-1, and control decks have lower value in their top decks. control decks should not have lower value on their top decks. That's the whole point of the archetype, that they win the long games. So you know, there's a lot of discussions, every game is different and stuff like this, so it's anecdotal evidence, but I'm telling you that I played those decks and I know from both sides that they feel too good just for the cost that you pay for those creatures. And you very often win and you know you shouldn't. And this is the feeling that you should probably not have when you are winning, and generally you want to feel satisfaction that you earned the win. With Mono Red it feels, oh my god, I really shouldn't win this, oh, I feel bad for my opponent. And that's the feeling I'm getting when I play this deck. So just so you know, it's not from perspective of control player getting hit with red aggro, it's from both perspectives, when I get hit by aggro and I also hit with aggro, and it feels bad in both ways, and that's when you know that it's a little bit too much then. So guys, I hope that you will enjoy this video. Please support it, share, like, because I really wanted to do well, so you know, you guys are happy with it. I would love to make content like this more in the future if there's something important to talk about. And this is the point where, you know, I think that it's important to just, you know, voice my opinion, because at this point maybe it matters a little bit. And I just feel kind of responsible to, you know, give my take on the situation, especially that I've seen that, you know, there are some voices that Monstrous Rage is not a problem. I think it is. I think it needs to be banned. I think there probably needs to be more banned than just Monstrous Rage. And yeah, we'll leave it at that. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching. And by the way, you are getting your daily video. Don't you worry, we've got your back. And daily videos will continue every single day. This one is a freebie, and I hope it was good value for you. And see you in the comments. I hope you will leave one. So thank you, and see you guys probably today.